Hey, what's up, fellas? How you doing, man? Antonelli here.
Hey, what's going on, guys? How we doing? Matt Antonelli here. Today we're talking about major league players and minor league players making up fake jobs. Before we get into it, today's video is sponsored by Rocket Sports. Rocket makes top quality baseball gear and equipment. We use a ton of their stuff with our Antonelli baseball teams. Go over and check their stuff out. Go to the description box below, click on the link. It's going to take you over to their site. You're going to get 15% off of your order. So definitely go and do that. Okay, so I was looking at MLB.com a couple days ago, and they had up a little thing where they talked about major league players making up jobs when they're out in the public, they're eating at restaurants, they're doing whatever. People don't recognize them and just say like, "Hey, what are you guys doing?" Because usually you eat in a small group yet I guess a little bit kind of a large group. But usually you're going to be with at least probably like two, three, four, five teammates, sometimes up to 10 teammates. And so, most people like, "Hey, what are you doing? Are you guys from around here? What do you do?" And most players don't really feel like talking about it. And so this article was pretty funny. It went through different players. Chris Davis talked about how he worked at Foot Locker, and guys just make up random stuff. Zach Britton talked about how he was a pylon manufacturer, where pylons at a football field, and there was a couple other ones. What was there? There was a blimp folder. There was Justin Upton talked about how he was in finance. So basically, everyone kind of just makes up a job. And so you've probably heard, when players sometimes are at hotels, they have fake names. Well, we always, and again, I didn't play a ton in the major leagues, but even in the minor leagues, we never ever, like I never said when, usually this happens at restaurants, you're sitting down, you're eating, and you're typically with a small group, anywhere from, usually I'd say we go out 4 people to up to 10 people. And so usually the waiter is going to say like, "Oh, what do you guys do?" Or "What are you in town for? Are you guys from around here?" "No." "Oh, what are you in town for?" And nobody ever wants to say baseball. Or like, "Oh, we play for the Padres." Like no one will ever, you're never ever gonna say that, because most of your life you're at baseball or talking about baseball all day long. And so the last thing you want to do is tell somebody you play baseball and then have them ask 4,000 questions about baseball. Like for my whole life, every time when I played baseball, every single time I talked to them, my wife used to always laugh at this, because anywhere I went where I knew somebody, it'd be like, "Hey, what's going on, man? Hey, I haven't seen you in a while. How's baseball?" Like that's the question you get every single day of your entire life, right? And so every day I'd have to answer, "Oh, it's good. Oh, how's it? Oh, how's that? Oh, how's it? Oh, how's your wrist? Oh," and that's all you do all day long. And so you kind of get tired of that after a while. And so when you're eating someplace during the season, especially when you've been at the game all day long, and somebody asks you what you guys do, you're not going to say, "Oh, I play baseball," so they can say, "Oh, really? Oh, wow, what's that like? Oh, how'd the game go tonight?" Because you want to try to, you've been at the field for like 10 hours, 12 hours, you want to not talk about it anymore. And so guys just make up jobs, just make up random things. And some guys put more thought into it than others, but we just always just made up stuff, like usually tell them that we're in town, we're working construction, or like we're in an a cappella group, or like we're rock stars, or just something like ridiculous, or just something. And sometimes they'd say nothing, or sometimes they'd, "Oh, really?" And then somebody would have to just like make up stuff, and you just go along with it and see how far you can go, until the people either like, well, they're bullshitting us and they stop asking, or they just get bored and they stop. But it's much more fun to do that and interesting than to talk to them about baseball and explain what you're looking for in a 2-1 pitch when you're facing Clayton Kershaw. Like you don't want to talk about that. And so what I usually get asked when I talk about this is people say, "Well, don't you get recognized?" Well, one, I mean, I would never get recognized because I didn't play long enough, obviously. But in my entire career, I never ever was any place with the team or with a lot of guys and had anyone ever recognize the team in my career. And when I was with the Padres, I mean, we'd go out to eat after games. And, I remember one night in particular, there was a good group of us, probably 8 to 10 of us, at least. Probably about 8 to 10 of us. And it was pretty much like almost right across the street from the stadium. And the game was being replayed on all the TVs, and not one single person said anything. Didn't look at anyone, didn't say, oh, I know that guy. Oh, look, that guy's on the TV. Like, not one person. I know most people are going to be like, that's because you played for the Padres. You guys were in last place. Like, that might have been it. I'm sure in Boston, I'm sure if the Red Sox all went out to eat, someone would recognize them. I'm almost 100% certain of that. Like, my son's 4, and he might recognize some of the players, and he watches a couple games on television. So Boston might be different, and I'm sure San Diego. But even then, like, people's faces are right there on the TV, and nobody picked us out. And so that usually happens, and especially in the minor leagues. Obviously, nobody's going to recognize you in the minor leagues, but you've got to go out and eat. Pretty much, almost every night. You can get clubhouse food, right? But after a while, you get sick of clubhouse food, and especially in the minor leagues, some places, like, the food is not very good. And so you're going to go out at least I'd say 5 nights a week to restaurants. And you're usually going to go with your buddies. And then in the major leagues, the food is obviously much better, but you're getting paid a lot of meal money in the major leagues. And meal money. I made a video on mail money, and everyone said, what the hell is MAIL money? They send you money in the mail? No, meal money, but I guess I say mail money. So in the major leagues, when I was playing, you get $100 a day on the road for meal money. And so you're going to go out and eat in nice places. And if you don't use your meal money, you still get paid a ton of money, so you're going to go out and eat anyway. So you spend a lot of time at restaurants, and I guess that's just common for the waitress and the waiter to ask, what are you doing in town? Or are you from around here? No. What are you doing? You got to make something up. Never, ever say baseball, ever. So hopefully that helps you guys, answered your questions. Thought it was an interesting article. Let me know in the comment section below what you guys would put for your fake job. If you didn't want to tell them you played baseball, what would be the job that you said? I know this is probably going to get me in trouble. I'm probably going to have to delete some of these because they're going to be, some of them I'm sure are going to be bad. But put in the comment section below. I'd be interested to hear what you guys have to say and where you'd work. All right, so thanks again for watching. I appreciate it. Give it a thumbs up. Share the video with all your friends. Subscribe to the channel. Go check out all our other videos. We got like a million of them. And that's all I got. Have a great day. We'll talk to you later.